how do you know if you're doing tshuva? One sign, Rabotai, is when you get to the point where you're disgusted with the sins you've made in the past. To such a point that it's encouraging you to stop. Now, just being disgusted and upset about your past, that could simply be just Yetzirah. Why? He wants you to say, oh, you're such a sinner, you did this, there's no hope for you. You lose hope and you decide to be a Rasha for the rest of your life. That's Yetzirah. But Yetzirah Tov that wants you to do tshuva, the good inclination, also wants to remind you, all those things you used to do, used to see this, used to watch this, used to do all those things you used to do. It's no good. Okay, that's why you did tshuva. Okay. Next year. By the way, remember those things? Yeah, you did tshuva for them. No, not really. Why? You're supposed to be sorry. Well, but I stopped. Okay, stop this one thing. You have to be sorry for them too. How can I be sorry? I had a lot of fun with that girl, with that guy, with this. How can I? Oh, so you didn't do tshuva yet. If you're still talking about your life before you did tshuva, oh, remember when we were with that girl, and with the guy, and went to here, and went to there, and went to money, and went to this, and I took that guy, and I did that. You remember all that stuff? Oh, you're still celebrating it? You haven't begun tshuva. All you did is change clothing. All you did is change clothing, and you became a robot to keep Shabbat. That's it. Tshuva, Rabotai, is fixing the Amalek, the Chametz inside. That's tshuva. Takes time. Takes time. Takes effort. It's not automatic. It's not like Shabbat where, you know what, if you sleep all day for 25 hours straight, you kept Shabbat technically. It's not Onek Shabbat, but at least you didn't violate it. It's not something that just happens automatically. You have to actually work here. You have to work on your midot. We have to work on our midot. So this series is one that's, Baruch Hashem, helping me at least work on my midot, and some people are telling me that it's also helping them drastically. One guy, Baruch Hashem, said he was religious. He just sent me an email recently. Says, I've been religious from birth. Born with a kippah on. Maybe pay us too. And religious, this, that, school, yeshiva, related to rabbis, the whole nine. And I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's not young. He's not 90, but he's not young. He says, until now, until I started watching your shiurim, I did not realize how significant Yirat Shamayim really is. And then actually, you know what? I wanted to double check. Because, yeah, you say some things, or Mizrahi says some things. Maybe it's just your opinion. So I looked it up. And he said, I always thought of the Chafetz Chaim as like this, fluffy, nice old man. And I'm sure he was a nice old man. But you know what I found when I actually read the book? I read what the Chafetz Chaim actually said. Much worse than you. I'm the nice, fluffy guy next to the Chafetz Chaim. Everybody likes to talk about Lashon Hara. No, it's not nice to say bad things. Oh, you know how much Chafetz Chaim talked about Gehenom. You know how much Chafetz Chaim talked about Yirat Shamayim. And you know what the biggest kept secret in Judaism today is? Every single major Rav that ever existed, from the beginning of time until just this past generation or two, anyone that was of any significance spent an enormous amount of their writing and their time discussing Yirat Shamayim. Why? It's more than half the Torah. Which means that only now, in this Dor Shafel, this horrific generation that we're in, and we're part of, is Yirat Shamayim gotten to such a point that thinking that some people consider Yirat Shamayim something that you shouldn't even bother with. One Rav I heard recently said, anyone that's scared of God is a fool. I said, anyone that continues to listen to you is a fool. But this is the world we live in. unless you start looking into it yourself, and you're depending on speeches, whether it's my speech or somebody else's, you're never going to get rid of that safek. You're never going to get rid of that doubt. Because even if you watch all my lectures, unless you double check everything I say, or at least a bunch of them to the point where you know whatever he says, I've already verified enough that I know by now it's good. If you don't start taking notice of the things I mentioned to you Gmarot, Alachot, this and all these different books, you don't start checking some of these things, you're always going to have a doubt. Why? The minute there's a problem in your life, the minute some rabbi with a longer beard than mine shows up to your life, says, he's machmir, he's this, he's that, immediately, I go from here to, you've forgotten. You watched Shiurim for a year and a half. What happened? Oh, him? Yeah, I think I know who he is. Yeah, I think. Yaron? Yeah, he's new. What do you mean? You were glued to me for a year and a half watching Shiurim. What happened? No, I heard from some rabbi that's much older than him. He said that's not, Yirat Shamayim is not like what he says. He's machmir. He's a fanatic. He's like one of these Muslim terrorists trying to take over the world in Jewish uniform. Unless you start double checking what I say, Rabotai, you will never get rid of that safek. And right now you're all saying, no, I don't have safek. I've already been coming for a year, 2 years. I have no safek. You have safek. Well, how do I know? I used to be you. I used to go to lectures too. Until I started double checking what the rabbis were saying, I had safek. I had a doubt. Why? Maybe he's interpreting it that way. Maybe just that one rabbi said it that he's mentioning, but all the other ones are saying something else. Maybe he just chose the one really strict opinion because he's strict. You have to double check. And until you start double checking, Abotai, we're not going to get rid of that Amalek that's inside us. We're not going to fulfill that mitzvah of TeShuva.